Now, if you remember, there was an existing house here that we disassembled and took down. And one of the things that's left over from the existing house, of course, is the old 60s style kidney-shaped swimming pool. And you can tell by the depth of it that they typically don't make pools that deep anymore, but we're going to redo this pool. We were trying to figure out a way of how we could incorporate the pool into the house, because typically swimming pools aren't very efficient or green because they use water and so on and so forth. In this particular instance, because they'll be adding a second drain and repiping the pool, we're going to use the pool and run it over to the house, and the pool water will run through a heat exchanger. What this heat exchanger will do, it will be tied in with the air conditioning system. So as we use the cold water from the pool and run it through this heat exchanger, the water from the geothermal system will run also through this heat exchanger, and we will be air conditioning the house using the swimming pool as a heat sink. Now, of course, we can only do this say in March and April, possibly a little bit in May, and we can again use it in the fall because it typically starts getting warm here in Texas in the early months, and of course stays fairly warm into November. The pool is set so that once the pool reaches a temperature of 87 degrees, the system will switch back over to the geothermal wells. Now, of course, this is one of our loops, one of our 6 wells. Each well has a loop such as this. One again is a supply, one is a return. And what happens is the water will travel down. Our wells are 300 feet deep. They're approximately 25 feet apart. And the water travels down the 300 feet and comes back. And basically what's happening here is in the summertime we're using the ground. The ground stays a constant 65 degrees. We're using the ground as our heat sink. In other words, as we pull warm air out of the house and air condition it, that warm air will turn the water hot. Water travels down. The ground actually takes the heat out of that water, and then it travels back to our unit. These are our geothermal water lines that are actually running from our wells that we have drilled out here. They run in here into the garage, run up. One is a supply, one is a return, run across the garage and up to the indoor units. There's actually a small compressor inside each one of our indoor units that will circulate this water.